Hi, my name is Juan Martinez. I am a data analyst, and in this video, we are going to solve some easy SQL problems. Okay, we are going to create some queries on SQL on the SQL/practice.com or SQL-score-practice.com. So this is a website where we can practice our SQL skills. So let's get started. Okay, you can do the following like me. This is a walkthrough. So we are going to see here, if you enter the website, also I'm going to post the link in the description down below. But here we can see, okay, I'm just going to zoom in a little bit, and we can press start to start making the query. So we can see here what is being requested for us or to us. We have to show the first name, the last name, and the gender of patients whose gender is M. Okay, so here we have a database which is about patients in a hospital. So it's a database from a hospital, from a fictitious hospital. So we have here our information about the table and the different columns. We have table patient ID, first name, last name, gender, birth date, city, province ID, allergies, height, and weight. And we also have hints of the expected output. Maybe you can see it here, maybe you don't. Okay, I'm just going to place myself on the side, and here you can see what is expected from us on the query. Also, we can get some hints. For example, if we press the get hint button, we can see down here the keywords. So the keywords are select and where. Okay, so we need first to understand the problem, and we also need to know the columns and what is expected from us to query. Okay, so we have to show the first name. So we begin by using the select statement, and we have to find where the first name is located. So if we take a look at the columns, we can see first name. Okay, we see that it's text or a string, and so we can just choose that, select first name. Also, they want us to show the last name. So we can see here on the patients table that we have a last name column. So we are going to also query that, select last name, and we need to select or show the gender of patients whose gender is M. Okay, we think M could be referring to masculine. So I'm going to take a look at the table if there is something related to gender, and I can see here that I have a gender column, which is char of 1, which means there are only one line of text or one character. So I can just query that by also selecting gender, and I'm going to do it like format it a little bit nicer. Okay, we have our columns, but the problem statement says that only the patients whose gender is M. So for that, we have to make a filter. So for a filter, we have to use the where clause, and we have to specify the filter. Okay, what we are filtering. We are filtering gender, and it has to be M. Okay, so we are saying select all these columns, first name, last name, and gender, where the column gender or the value inside the column gender equals to M. It could be masculine, I don't know. So now we have to close our query, and you can click on run, or you can just use the control or command plus enter keys on your keyboard. And here we are seeing that we have a problem. What's the problem? Okay, the problem is that I didn't select the table. I didn't select the database or the table to extract these columns from. So to solve that, we have to use the from clause. So after we select our columns, we have to say from, and we are choosing our table. In this case, it seems that the table name is patients. Okay, we have here from patients, and also a tooltip is showing us here that indeed patients is the name of the table. So I'm just going to do that and click run again, and indeed we have what we wanted to have, and here it says you got the query correct. So also don't forget to use the clauses. Don't forget to use from and where in this case, and also here they show you their solution or the web page solution. So indeed we have the same, but there are instances where we can have different solutions for the same problem. So we can see here the results, and everything is totally correct. So that's our first query, and leave in the comments down below if you find this useful. Was it hard or easy? And in following videos we are going to solve more SQL problems, easy, intermediate, and advanced SQL problems. So don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Hi, and welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video, we are going to solve an easy SQL problem or an easy SQL query. So we are doing this on the SQL or SQL scorepractice.com. Okay, that's the website we are going to use to solve these problems and to practice our SQL skills. So we have already finished our first SQL problem. Now we are going to do the second one. And for the second one, after doing this, the first one, you have to choose the second one on view all questions. And we have already completed the first one. If you don't know how to do it, there is a video I have uploaded. You can check it on the link. The link is in the description. Okay, so here we're just going to choose the easy ones and the second one. So here we have to read the problem statement. So it says, show first name and last name of patients who does not have allergies. And who does, it says null in parentheses, which means that the patients who doesn't have allergies in the table shows instead null. Okay, we know the problem statement. We can take a look at the information of the table, the patients table. This is a database from a fictitious hospital just to practice. So we have information about patients, their weight, height, their gender, birth date, everything related as like a real hospital database could look like. Also we have the hints, the expected output. So we have the first name and the last name. That's exactly what it's asking us, the first name and the last name, but only for people who doesn't have allergies. So also we can get hints if it's difficult for us. So the keywords the web page is suggesting us to use is select, where, and is null. Okay, so we can begin our SQL query. We are going to begin by using the select statement or clause, and we have to see what is requesting us. It's requesting us the first name, so I need to find the first name on the table. So here I can see that I have a first name column, so I'm going to select that, comma, and also it is requesting us the last name of the patients. Okay, we have the patients table, and in the columns I can see that there is a last name column. So I'm going to use that last name, last underscore name. We have to choose from where we want this data, and we want this from the patients table. And also it says we are not dot because it says of the patients who does not have allergies. So we need to find the information about the allergies, and we can see in the tables, in the patients table, that we have allergies as text. So this is our column, and we are going to filter that using the where clause. So we are going to use where patients, no, sorry, allergies. And here we need to choose the ones who have null in the allergies column. Okay, so for that I cannot use this because it's not going to work. Instead, what we have to do is using the is null. Okay, this statement is selecting only the rows where there is not a null value in the selected column, in this case allergies. And now we can close our query, and you can click on run or control enter to run the query. And yeah, it seems we have it correct. Here it says you got the query correct, and also here it shows a solution that you can compare it with yours. And we have also here our output showing 1 to 100 of 2000 results. And yeah, so this website is very useful if you want to learn or to practice your query skills. You can, for example, go to go to the SQL database here on the left part of the website and see the schemas of the different databases. So this is for the hospital database. We have patients, admissions, etc. And you can also learn the basics like select statement, where clause, filtering, functions, etc. tables. So it's a great website to practice your skills. And leave on the comments down below what do you think. Was it easy? Was it hard for you? Are you learning? For how long have you been learning about SQL or data analysis in general? So that's it for my video, and don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more solutions to practice or in order to practice SQL. Bye. Hi, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Juan Martinez. I am a data analyst, and in this video we are going to solve an easy SQL problem. We are going to use the SQLpractice.com webpage. The link is in the description down below. So if you want to follow me, this is a walkthrough. So we are choosing the hospital database, and we are doing the third easy question. So in order to access that question, you have to go here to view all questions and select the third one. We have already completed the first two. And so, if you want to take a look at how to solve those two first problems, you can check those videos on my YouTube channel. So here we are inside the question. So here it says the problem statement. So it says show first name of patients that start with the letter C. Okay, first of all, we need to understand the problem. So it wants us to show the first name of the patients that start with the letter C. Okay, the first name has to start with the letter C. And first of all, we need to understand the table. So we have here our patients table, and you can see all the different columns it has: first name, last name, gender, etc. And here it has some hints. So if you click on the expected output, it says what the output should look like or is expected to look like. So we have the first name, and as you can see, all the names start with the letter C. Also, you can get more hints pressing this button, get hint, and it shows the some keywords. Okay, so this is a little bit of help. It says like you can use select, where, and like. Okay, that's what the web page is suggesting to you. So first we have to begin by using the select statement or clause, and we have to choose the column we want to select and query. So the problem statement says that we have to show the first name. So we need to look at the patients table and find information about the first name. So we can see here that we have a first name column. So I'm going to choose that first name, and we don't have to show more columns like that, but we need to specify from where we want that column. So in this case, it's from the patients table. This is the name of the table. And also it says that it only needs to be the patients whose first name starts with the letter C. So we need to filter that using the where clause, and we need to specify which column we want to filter about or on. So we have to choose the where first name, and here we need only the names which start with the letter C. So for doing that, we need to use the like clause or function, and we need to specify how the data inside looks like. So this only works when we have, for example, or it's very useful when we have text data. In this case, we have text as the first name, and we can specify only the letter C. But if we only choose this like C, it only filters the names who are like the letter C. So only names who only have letter C are going to be queried. This is just the same as just saying equals to C. But with like, we can also use some parameters, also called as wildcards, and one of those is the percentage sign. So what the percentage sign is telling us is that find the data which start with this letter in this case, but also has an infinite or can have any number of characters afterwards. So it has to start with the letter C, but after that it can have as many characters, 1, 2, 3, none, whatever. We don't care. We only care that it starts with the letter C. So after doing this, we can now run our query, and indeed we got the query correct, and we have here the first name, and as you can see in the filter here statement or where statement, we specify that the first name has to be like C. Okay, C, it has to start with C, and it can have as many characters as they are in the data. So it can has 1, 2, 3, doesn't matter how many. For example, we have here that there is a name C and Y. So what we only care is that it start with the letter C. Afterwards, it can have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 characters afterwards. Okay, so this is all for this query. Leave a comment down below if you find this useful, if it was hard for you or not, and how many months, weeks, days, or years are you been trying to learn SQL or data analysis. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you want to see more videos like this. Thanks. Hi, and welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm a data analyst. My name is Juan Martinez, and in this video I'm going to show you how to solve an easy SQL problem. This is the fourth problem in our SQL. In our SQL, I'm a little bit nervous, as you can see, in our SQL program, or just a series of videos. And here is the fourth one. We are using the SQL scorepractice.com webpage, and the link is in the description down below. So if you want to follow, through. So after getting to the SQL practice website, we are going to choose the hospital database and select the fourth question. So here we have the fourth question, and it says, show first name and last name of patients that weighed within the range of 100 to 120, and in parentheses, inclusive. So, okay, we have this statement, the problem statement. We have our table, and we can see all the columns: patient ID, first name, last name, gender, birth date, city, weight, height, etc. We have the expected output. So we have the first name and last name, and it has to be 952 results. And also we can get some hints if we click on get hint, that button, and it shows us the solution keywords that it's recommending us to use. So it's recommending us to use select, where, and between those clauses. So we can begin our solving this problem. So first of all, we need to understand the problem. So we have to show the first name and last name, and that's fairly easy because we have a first name and last name columns in the patients table. But here's the problem, that those patients have to wait, or need to have a weight within the range of 100 to 120. So here we see that, okay, we have a weight column, so that was easy. We know where the data is. We know that it is an integer, so it's a number. So we only need to filter and show where the minimum value of the weight is 100 and the maximum is 120. And as saying here inclusive means that we need to also include the 100 and 120. So if we are using, for example, is greater than 100 and less than 120, it's going to show us only the results for 101 and 119. So we need to make to be aware of that. So we are going to begin by using the select clause, and we need to select our columns. We know that we need to select first name, comma, and last name, because that was stated on the problem here. And we need to select the database or the table we want to pull these columns from. So we know that the table is the patients table because it says here. And now we need to filter using the where statement. So we need to filter using the weight column because that's the condition, where weight, and like I said, we need to use between 100 and 120. We are using that because if we use, for example, where weight greater than 100 and less than 100, for example, if I select, let's say, weight, oh sorry, I'm going to check this. Okay, so if I use the more than and less than, it shows us the weights ranging from 101, okay, that's the minimum, and 119. So we are not going to find 100 and 120 in this query. So instead we are going to use between 100 and 120. So that's going to be to include also 100 and 120. And now we need to close our query, and you can click on run or control enter on your computer. So here it says that it doesn't match the expected output. Maybe it was because, yeah, I need to select again the first name and the last name, because that's what it was requested from us, the first name and last name from the patients table, where the weight is between 100 and 120. So now if we run again, we got the query correct. So we have here the output and the solution the web page suggests to use, and there are other alternative solutions. For example, you can see here that it is using the less than and or the more than or greater than and less than, but also says, for example, here greater or equals to 100 and weight less than or equals to 120. So that's another solution to use. And so that's it for this video. If you find it interesting and useful, leave a comment down below, also a like, and subscribe to the YouTube channel if you want to learn more about how to solve SQL queries. See ya. Hi, and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Juan Martinez. I am a data analyst, and in this video I'm going to show you how to solve an easy SQL problem. Okay, so we are going to be using the SQLpractice.com website. I'm going to leave the link on the description down below. And after that, we are going to choose the hospital database. And it is the fifth question. So it's the question which says, update the patients table for the allergies column, etc. It's an easy one. And I'm going to erase this. And here we have the problem. So the problem says, update the patient's table for the allergies column. If the patient's allergies is null, then replace it with NKA. Okay, so in my opinion, this is not like a very easy one. We have our the information about the table, the different columns, and we have hints. So for example, in this case, there is no like expected output. It's not showing us that, but instead it shows us some keywords that we can use to solve this SQL problem. So we can use update, set, where, and is. Okay, so first of all, we need to understand the problem. So we need to update the patients table. Okay, this is the patients table, and we need to update it. So we need to change some values that lies already within the table, but specifically for the allergies column. And also we have a filter or a condition. So if the patient's allergies is null, then you need to replace it with NKA. So we need to replace the null values in the allergies column. Replace that null value for NKA. So we need to begin by using the update clause, which is going to update our table. We need to specify which table we want to update. So in this case, I'm going to update the patients table. And after that, I need to use this set clause, because I need to specify the column I want to update. So I want to update the allergies column, which we have here. And we need to say allergies is equal. Okay, and I want to update. So I want the allergies column to have this value. But I don't want this value to update all the rows in that column. Because if I only leave this, it doesn't matter what the values were in the allergies column, it's going to replace all of them for NKA. But I just want to replace the values which are null. So I need to use where clause, where the values in this column are null. In this case is null. Okay, with this I can just only replace the values in the allergies column where the original values are null. So I can close my query now, and you can click on run or control plus enter on your keyboard, or command enter if you're using Mac, and let's see if it's correct. Okay, we got the query correct, and we modified 2059 rows, and this is the solution the website is giving to us. So if you didn't know how to do it, you can always skip the question and see the solution, and you can analyze what happened, what went wrong, and what the solution was at the end. So we already have the solution here, and it was correct. So if you find this video useful, don't forget to leave a comment, hit the like button, and also don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more SQL problems and walkthroughs and more tutorials. And I'll see you in the next one. And bye bye. Hi, and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Juan Martinez. I am a data analyst, and in this video I'm going to show you how to solve some SQL problems. We are going to start in this series with easy problems. So this is the fifth or sixth one. I don't remember quite well. Maybe it's the fifth one. And I'm going to show you how to solve this problem. So we are going to be using working on the SQL scorepractice.com website. The link is going to be on the description down below. And after going to that website, we are going to select the hospital database, and we are going to select the first, second, third, fourth, fifth, the sixth problem, or the sixth question. So I'm going to erase this, and you can follow me in this tutorial. Okay, so we need to read the statement or the question. So it says show first name and last name concatenated into one column to show their full name. Okay, that's the problem. We need to understand that. We have our information about the table, the patient's table, and this is information about the hospital or patients inside a hospital. And here we have the expected output. So this is the expected output. There is a full name we need to display, and we can also get hints by clicking on the get hint button. So if you don't know how to approach this question, you can also get hints. So here it gives us some solution keywords. I remember if you get hint one more time, it gives you a portion of the solution, not all the solution, but a portion of it. And yeah, and that's it. And if you have used all the hints and still don't know how to answer this question, you can skip the question and see the answer by yourself and analyze what did you do wrong. Okay, but we are going to do this in this tutorial, and I'm going to help you through. So we need to understand the question at hand. So it says we need to show the first name and last name. Okay, so the first name and last name in this patient's table are in the first name and last name columns. So that was pretty easy, but it says it has to be concatenated into one column to show the full name. So we don't need to. So if I, for example, do this, select first name, last name from patients. If I do this, that's not the correct solution, because it's showing the first name and the last name in two different columns. But the problem statement asks us to show the name, the first name and the last name in one column. So we need to combine those columns into one to show the full name. So for doing that, I need first to do the select or type the select clause, and I need to use the concat function. So what the concat function does is that combines two or more columns. So for example, in this case we have text column, so it's going to combine the text of each column and unify it into one single column. So I need to specify inside the parentheses which columns I want to combine. So I want to combine the first name and I want to combine the last name. And then we have to specify from where we are going to pull these columns, from which table, and it is the patients table. Okay, but there is a problem. If I run this query by clicking here on run, it says incorrect solution. Your query does not match the expected output. Request a hint for help. And so what is the problem? The problem is that with concat, it combines the information, but in this case, it doesn't have or doesn't give us a space between the first name and the last name, or the values inside the columns. So to fix that problem, we need to also concat something else, and we need to insert a space. And to do that, we can use this, which I don't remember the name in English right now. And you can also leave a space between them, and by doing that, it's going to show the first name and combine it with a space, and then it's going to show the last name. So if we close our query now and hit run, we can see that we have the query correct. We got it correctly, and we can see here the solution it offers to us. So the difference is that it gave a nickname to the column. We didn't call we didn't specify the name of the column. So in this case, it shows concat first name space last name, etc., or in quotes, first name space quotes single quotes space last name. So that's the name of our column. But if we had done this as, for example, full underscore name, it would show full name instead of this concat and etc. Also, it offers us some alternative solutions. So this is another solution that we could have used. And also, yep, so that's it for this SQL problem or SQL tutorial. And if you find this video useful and interesting, don't forget to leave a comment in the comment section down below. And also don't forget to like this video if you liked it, and don't forget to subscribe as well. I'll see you in the next one, and thank you so much. Hi, and welcome back to my channel. In this case, we are going to solve an easy SQL problem. This is the 7th in our series, and let's begin. Okay, so we are going to use the SQLpractice.com website, scorepractice.com website. The link, I'm going to share it with you in the description down below. And we are going to make the 7th easy question for the hospital database. So we select the hospital database, we see all the questions, we choose easy on the difficulty, and we choose this one, which says show first name, last name, etc. Okay, so first of all, we need to understand the problem of this SQL question. So it says show first name, last name, and the full province name of each patient. Example, Ontario instead of on. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to delete all of this, and I'm going to check the tables. In this case, we have two tables. The patients table, which has information about the patients in a hospital, their names, gender, city, allergies, weight, height, etc. And also we have a province names table, which has a province ID and province name. Okay, so we can check real quick, because we have worked with the patients table, we are familiar with it, but with the province names, we are not. So we have to select that. I'm going to select it just to see what is going on. Select everything from province names. Okay, so we can see here the province ID is like an acronym for the province name. So we have the province name Alberta, the province ID is AB, and for BC in the province ID, the province name is British Columbia. So it seems that these are like states or areas inside Canada, Ontario, Quebec, Nova Scotia, etc. So with this in mind, we can also get some hints if we are not sure about how to approach this problem. The first hint we have here is the expected output. So we can see they expect us to deliver to show the first name, last name, and the province name. In this case, the province name is, we see that it is this one, Nova Scotia, Ontario, etc. And also we can get some more hints. If we click on get hint, it shows some keywords. So here we see that the keywords are select and join. So we can have an idea on how to approach this problem. And if we also get another hint, the website gives us another hint. This is, in this case, a portion of the solution. So we can see here that it is using the join to answer this question. Okay, so we have to understand the problem. So it says that we need to show the first name and last name of each patient. So the first name and last name are in the patients table. So I'm going to just select those. Select first name, comma, last name from patients. Okay, so that was rather easy. And if I run by clicking on this run button or pressing Ctrl plus Enter, I can see the first name and the last name of the patients. But it says, and the full province name of each patient. Example, Ontario instead of on. So the province names are in the province names table. And we have seen that the province ID is just the first two letters, or not the first two letters, but it's like an acronym of the entire province name of the full province name. But the entirety of the province name is in the province name column. And now we have to join the patients table with the province names table. How are we going to do this? So we can see that in order to connect these two tables, we need a foreign key and a primary key. So in this case, we need to see what's in common with between the patients table and the province names table. So we see that there is a province ID column in the patients table and a province ID column in the province names column. In the province names table. So this is the similar column between these two tables. And also we can see that here it is like a silver key or a gray key. So this means that this column is a foreign key. So it means that this foreign key or this column is related to another column in another table. In this case, to this column, the province ID column in the province names table. And the province ID, here we see like a golden key, which means that this is a primary key. Okay, this is the primary key which identifies each province, and this province ID in the province names is related to the province ID in the patients table. So every patient, for example, if I select everything, every patient has a province ID as well. Okay, you can see here the province ID. So that's what we are going to use to connect these two tables. So to do that, let me just rewrite here what we had before. I'm going to use the join clause. Join clause is going to allow us to connect two tables or more. So in this case, I'm going to join the province names table, okay, with the patients table, and I need to specify on which column are we going to connect these two tables. In this case, I'm going to connect the tables on the province ID columns. So first of all, I need to, because the name is the same in both tables, province ID, province underscore ID, I need to specify from which table are those columns. So in this case, I'm going to just say patients because it's the name of the table, dot province ID. Okay, this is referring specifically to this column, is equal to province names dot province ID. So what this means is that we are connecting these two tables based on the province ID column in both tables, and we are connecting, or we are matching the rows on where the province ID, for example, in the patients table, is equal to the province ID on the province names table. So this person, for example, this patient, the patient number 1, Donald Waterfield, has the province ID ON, which I think it's Ontario. So it's going to connect this one and align it or match it with the province ID ON, the same, in this table, which is Ontario as well. So other thing we are missing is that it wants us to show the full province name. So also the province name is the column province name, and also we can this is a good course of action to specify the name of the tables. In this case, I'm going to say patients dot first name, patients dot last name, and province names dot province name. Okay, why am I doing this? Because sometimes in two tables we have not only one similar column, but we can have multiple columns named the same. So we need to specify from which table we want to grab those columns, those informations. Okay, so if we now close our SQL query and run it, okay, you can see that we got the query correct. You can see we have the first name down here, first name, last name, and the province name. And also here it gives us a solution just to compare it with our own. And that's all. If you find this interesting, don't forget to subscribe and comment down below, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks. Hi, in this video we're going to solve an easy SQL problem. Okay, so let's begin. And this SQL problem, we can find it in the SQL scorepractice.com webpage. The link, I'm going to share it with you in the description down below. So after doing that, we need to select the hospital database, which is this one, and we are going to select the 8th question. So we can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, we have completed the other ones already. And first of all, we need to understand the question. So the question says, show how many patients have a birth date with 2010 as the birth year. Okay, so first of all, we are looking at a database from a hospital, a fictional hospital. So we have a table here called patients, which has information about patients inside a hospital. For example, the first name, the last name of the patient, the gender, the city, the height, weight, etc. So the question wants us to show the patients, or how many patients have a birth date. Okay, birth date, here we need to find information related to the birth date in our table. So we can see that we have a birth date column already. So this is easy. We see that it is a date type format, and it says that with 2010 as the birth year. So if we select, for example, everything from the patient's table, we can take a look at the table itself, the information inside. So you can see we have the patient ID, first name, last name, gender, and now the birth date. So I'm just going to take myself out of the picture right here. Okay, so you can see better. And you can see that they have a birth date, beginning with the year, then the month, and then the day. Birth date, we have 2017, 1967, 1993, etc. And we have also these other columns, but we are our focus has to be on the birth date. That's what we care about. So we have some hints. The website provides us with some hints to complete this question if we don't know how to approach it. So for example, the expected output is 55. So we are supposed to have the same output from our query, which is 55. Also, we can have some other hints if we click on the get hint, and we can see here the solution keywords, which are select, count, where, and year. So these are some clauses we can use. The website is providing to us to complete this question. And if we click get hint again, we can see a portion of the solution. I recommend you only using this if you don't know how to, if you are lost and you still don't know, even with the expected output and the solution keywords, you don't know how to approach the question and how to solve it. Select the solution portions, and so that you can see one portion of the solution, and the other is only going to show a line of code, and the other lines are blurry. Okay, so let's begin answering this question. So first of all, we need to select, and because it says how many in the question, we need to count. Okay, to count how many. So for counting, we use the count clause or function. So this aggregation is going to count everything in our table. So in this case, we have, if I only leave this, it's going to count every row, and it's going to deliver 4,530, which are the name of the results or the rows. And I specify from which table I want this data, from the patients table. But now I need to specify this, where the birthday is 2010. Okay, so for doing that, or to do that, I need the where clause, and I specify which column I'm going to filter on. So the column is going to be birth date. Okay, and I just need people or patients who have 2010 as the birth year. Okay, so what I can do here, I can do many things. I can say, for example, here year is equal to 2010, and this can work. Or what I can do is also this. for example, because it could be the case that birth date is not taken as a date format. Maybe it's a string or something. So to prevent an error, we can use this. When birthday, where birth date, like, okay, like, we can specify when it has a portion of a string or text inside the column. So if I say 2010, if I say only this, it's going to filter only or show only the rows on the birth date column which have exactly 2010. But as we can see, no one has exactly 2010 only in the row, or yeah, inside the row, because all of them have a year and then score or slash, and then the month, and then the day. So to avoid having an error, I'm going to use a wildcard. This is the percent sign. This wildcard means that it doesn't matter what comes before or after. Well, yeah, if we place it before, we don't care what comes before. And also, I'm going to place it one here after the number or the year 2010, and it means that we don't care also what comes after. We only care that it doesn't matter if we have a lot of text or strings before or after 2010. If it contains 2010, it's correct, and we want that. So if I close the query now and I run it, we should have the correct answer. So we got the query correct, and the count here, it says 55. So it was exactly as we expected. Also, they had their own solution, which is different than ours. So as you can see here, it's like I said to you before, like I showed you, where year and in parentheses birth date equals 2010. And there are other alternative solutions, so you can compare it with your own. So that's it for this SQL query. If you find it useful and interesting, don't forget to subscribe, leave a comment down below, and follow me for following SQL questions. I'll see you in the next one. Thanks. Hi, in this video I'm going to show you how to solve an easy SQL problem. This is the number 9 in our series of easy SQL problems to solve. So we are going to use the SQLpractice.com website. The link is going to be in the description down below. Once you enter this website, we have to choose the hospital database, because we are working with data from a hospital, from a fictitious hospital, and we're going to view all the questions and select the easy ones, the difficulty, and we have to select the 9th one. Okay, so this one says in the problem statement, show the first name, last name, and height of the patient with the greatest height. Okay, so first of all, we need to understand the question. Also, we need to take a look at the table. We have a patients table, which has information about the patients, for example, first name, last name, gender, city, birth date, etc. And we have an expected output hit as a hint, so that we can have an idea of how it has to look like. Also, something I recommend to you is to first try to complete this assignment without any hints, so that you can see if you are doing things correctly and you can develop your analytical thinking. But if you are struggling, you can also click on the hints. For example, the expected output is this. We need to show the exact same information. First name Sam, last name Haruko, and height to 226. So we can also get more hints if we are stuck. For example, here are some solution keywords, select and max. Okay, we can have an idea of what keywords to use. And the other hint I only recommend is if you are stuck and you don't know how to continue, and you don't really know how to approach the question, and you have tried so many times, only then you can see the solution portion. So here it shows just a line of SQL code, and the other ones are blurry, so that you can have an idea of what to use. So first of all, we have to understand the problem. So here it says show the first name, last name, and height of patient. Okay, so I can begin by doing that. Select. Okay, so the first name, it already says the name of the column. So we can see here that we have a first name, last name, and height. So I'm going to select that. Select first name, comma, last name, comma, height. And I need to specify from which table. In this case, from the patients table. But it says of the patient with the greatest height. Okay, so I need to show the patient with the latest height. So for doing that, I can do two things. I can do this, which is like the complex version. I can say where to filter, where the height is equal to, and I need to make a subquery. This is not something for an easy problem. This is more like an intermediate level, and I need to select the max height. Okay, with the max, I'm selecting the maximum value inside a column. So in this case, I'm going to select the maximum height inside the height column from patients. So what this subquery, this is a query inside a query, and what this query is doing is selecting the maximum height. So in this case, we know from the expected output that is 226. So it's selecting 226. Okay, and then it's going to filter and show the first name and last name and height where the height equals 226. So we know that only one person has this height, which is the maximum height or the greatest height, and this is like showing 226. This is it is the same if we say height is 226 or select max height, but because we don't know what is the greatest height, not without checking the expected output, and this is not going to be possible if we are being asked in a job, we need to make this subquery. So this is one way of doing it. The second way of doing it is simpler or easier. We can just select the maximum height right here. So it's going to select only the first name and the last name, and only the where we have the maximum or the greatest height from the patient's table. So if we close this query and run it, we are having the correct query. Okay, we could also have done the following, like having an alias for the height. I could have done this like in the solution provided by the website suggests, but we have only done it without it. So we have max height here in the name of the column instead of height, but the answer was correct. We had the information Sam, Haruko, and 226 as the maximum or the greatest height. So this is how we answer this solution. We have alternative answers or solutions. Here is the solution I gave to you before. And okay, that's everything for today. And if you find this interesting and useful, don't forget to subscribe, leave a comment down below, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks. Hi, my name is Juan Martinez. I'm a data analyst, and in this video, I'm going to show you how to solve an easy SQL problem. Okay, in this series, we are on the problem number 10, and we're using the SQLpractice.com website to practice our SQL skills. So the link of this website is going to be in the description down below. After going to the website, we have to choose the hospital database because we are working with hospital data. And after that, we have to view all the questions and select the difficulty easy and select the number 10, which is this one. So the problem says, show all columns for patients who have one of the following patient underscore IDs: 145, 534, 879, and 1000. So this is the problem. This is we can see the info about the table. In this case, the patient's table. We can see that it has patient ID, first name, last name, so information relating to patients inside a hospital. Also, we have a hint, which is the expected output. So this is the output is expected from us to query and deliver. Also, if we click on get hint, we can get some more hints like a solution keywords. So it says here that we can use select, where, and in clauses. And if we also click on get hint again, it gives us a portion of the solution. So here you can see a portion of the solution. This is, I don't recommend you to look at all the hints, only if you are stuck and don't know how to approach and solve this question. So I invite you to pause the video and solve the question by yourself. After doing that, and if you have done it correctly or incorrectly, you can compare it with my own. So let's solve it together. So first of all, I need to understand the question. Show all columns for patients who have one of the following patient IDs. Okay, so I need to show all the columns for patients. Okay, so to select all the columns, I'm just going to use the select and the star. I don't know how to say that in English. Select. This is going to be to select everything, every column from the patient's table. So I have that already, but I need to specify. I need to specify which IDs or which patients I want to show only. So to do that, I need to use the where clause, and I'm going to say where patient ID because it's requesting me to only show the patients whose ID are these ones. So I'm using this where patient ID in, and I need to open parentheses, and inside the parentheses I'm going to just select all of this, because if I say where patient ID equals, for example, 1, it's only going to show me the row in which patient ID is the number 1, but I also need to show this one. So what I can do is this. I can use where many times, and where patient ID equals 45, and where patient ID and patient ID equals 45, and but this is not working. So what I need to do is to use the in, because with in I can have multiple values to filter from. So in this case I'm going to use in 1, so this is going to be showing the same, but here I can just also specify more. For example, this is where patient ID in 1 and 45, and I can see already that I have 1 and 45. So I just need to also type the remaining IDs. And if we do this and we close our query and hit run, we can see if this is correct. So I click on run and we got the query correct. So we can see that we have patients with the ID 145, 500, 534, 879, and 1000. And we have the rest of the columns. So we got it correct. Also, we have here the solution portion, which you can compare it with your own. And that's it for today. If you find this video interesting and useful, don't forget to leave a comment, and don't forget also to subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'll see you in the next one. Thanks. Hi, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Juan Martinez. I am a data analyst, and in this video, I'm going to show you how to solve an easy SQL problem. This is for beginners, so it's going to be very easy, and we are going to use SQLpractice.com to solve this SQL problem and get better at our skills. So the link of this website is going to be in the description down below. After going to the website, we need to choose the hospital database. So we click on hospital DB and we have to click on view all questions, and we need to select the number. We have to select difficulty easy and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, the 11 one. Which says show the total number of admissions. So I'm going to delete all of this, and I can begin solving this question. So in previous SQL problems, we saw that we had a patients table, but in this case we have another table, which is admissions table. And this is, we can see the columns inside. We have a patient ID, admission date, discharge date, diagnosis, and attending doctor ID. So if we select everything from this table, we can see what's the information inside. So we can see that we have a patient ID, and which is a number, an integer. Here it says we have the admission date, discharge date, which are dates, the diagnosis: ovarian, dermoid cyst, cardiac, cancer, osteoarthritis, etc. And we have the attending doctor ID. Okay, so this is information about a diagnosis and the date when someone entered the hospital, maybe, and the date when they left the hospital. Okay, but we can also see the expected output. So the expected output is 5,067. This is a number, and the name of the column is total admissions. If we click on get hint, we can also get more help from the website. I only recommend doing this if you don't know how to approach the question itself, and try your best to doing it on your own. So I encourage you to and invite you to pause the video and try to solve this SQL problem. Once you have done it, and if you are stuck or you don't know how to approach, you can resume viewing the video. So we have a solution keyword. So it says that we can use the select and count clauses in SQL. And if we click also on get hint again, we can get a portion of the solution. So here it says select count, blah, blah, blah. So I only recommend this if you are stuck and don't know how to approach the question itself. So we need to understand the question first of all. So it says show the total number of admissions. So we know that here we have every row is an admission, and here we also had our result. So here it says showing 1 to 100 of 5,067 results, and the expected output is the same. So we need to count the number of rows in this table and show that. So to do that, we can use the count, and to count everything I need to use parentheses and this star. Okay, and I need to specify from which table, in this case from admission. And I can also use a bias and to give a name to this new column, which is going to be the total. Oops, what happened? Total admissions. Okay, so I said bias. No, I wanted to. I meant alias. So we can use an alias, because if we don't, it's just going to say in the column count. So if I run this, we can see that we had everything correct. We have our column here, which has the alias total admissions, and the number is 5067, just as requested. So this was easy, and if you find this video useful and interesting, don't forget to leave a comment and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you in the next one. Thanks. Hi, my name is Juan Martinez. I'm a data analyst, and in this video I'm going to show you how to solve an easy SQL problem. This is the number 12, if I remember correctly, on our series, and we are going to use the SQLpractice.com website to enhance our SQL abilities and skills. So the link of this website is going to be in the description down below, and you can follow through. So after we enter the website, we need to choose the hospital database because we are working with hospital data, and also we need to click on view all questions, select difficulty easy, and we have to choose the 12th one. So the 12th one is this one: show all the columns from admissions where the patient was admitted and discharged on the same day. So that's the question itself, and I first need to erase this, and we can see that we have a table which is at the admissions table, which has information about the day someone entered the hospital and the day they left the hospital and what the diagnosis was, and the ID of the doctor who attended the patient. So we can see also the expected output. So we can see it's an output of 481 rows, and we can also get some other hints like the solution keywords. In this case, it's showing us that we can use select and the where clauses, and if we click again on the get hint, we can get a portion of the solution. But I only recommend this if you don't know how to approach and if you are stuck on the problem. But if you can try. I encourage you to try first on your own, and then you can keep watching the video and we can do it together if you are stuck. So first of all, we need to understand the question. So here it says show all the columns from admissions. Okay, so first of all I need to do that. Select all the columns from admissions. Okay, that was easy. But it says where the patient was admitted and discharged on the same day. So what does that mean? If we take a look at all the data, we can see that it has an admission date and a discharge date. So we can see that this patient with the patient ID 1, who has this diagnosis and everything, entered the hospital or has the admission date set on the 6th of November 2018, and he was or she was discharged and left the hospital 2 days after, the 8th of November 2018. But the problem wants us to show only those whose admission date, okay, because we have these two columns, and discharge date are the same. So people who entered the hospital and left the hospital at the same day and didn't stay for 4 days. So to do that, I just need to do the following: where admission date. So with where I'm going to filter. So this one and this one need to be the same. So I can use the equal sign, where admission date equals this charge underscore date. So if I do that, we are supposed to have the correct answer. So we can click on run here, or using the key control plus and enter. Sorry. So if I run this, we got the query correct, and here we can see the data. So we can see for the patient ID number 1, it has the admission date on the 20th of October, and the discharge date the same day. So we can see this, and everything was correct. We can see also the solution the website provides at the end, so that we can compare it with our own. And that's everything, and that's all for today. If you find this video useful and interesting, don't forget to subscribe, leave a comment, and I'll see you in the next one. Hi and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Juan Martinez. I'm a data analyst, and in this video I'm going to show you how to solve an easy SQL problem. I believe this is the number 13, if I remember correctly. So we are going to use the SQLpractice.com website. The link is going to be in the description down below. You can go there and follow through. Okay, after we arrive at the website, we need to choose the hospital database. So here we are going to choose this because we are going to work with hospital data, and we have to view all the questions. Select difficulty easy and select the one which says show the patient ID and the total number of admissions for patient ID 579. So this is the one we are going to choose and the one we are going to solve. After that, I'm going to erase this and we can begin our solving our problem in SQL. So I encourage you to first doing it by yourself, and if you are stuck or have difficulties solving it, you can resume the video. So we can first take a look at the table. So we have the admissions table, which has information about patients, their date of admission, discharge, and the diagnosis, and the attending doctor, everything related to hospital. And we have the expected output. So we can see that we need to show patient ID 579 and total admissions 2. So this is what is expected from us. We can also get other hints by clicking on get hint. So for example, we can get the solution keywords like select, count, and where. This is what the website suggests us to use. And if we click again on get hint, we can see the solution portion. So we can see like a portion of this SQL query itself, so that we can get an idea. But I only recommend doing this, getting the hints if you are stuck and don't know how to approach the problem. But we are going to do it together. So first of all, we need to understand the problem or the question. So here it says show the patient ID and the total number of admissions for patient ID 579. So first of all, it says that we need to show the patient ID. So we know that patient ID is a column inside the admissions table. So I'm going to just select patient ID from admissions because that's the name of the table, and the total number of admissions. Okay, so the total number of admissions, I believe, is the number of rows. So I need to also show count because we want to count every row inside our table, where where the patient ID, it says, is 579. So I can use the equal sign where patient ID equals 579. And if we have done everything correct, we can close our query and click on run and see if everything was correct. And indeed, we got the query correct, and we had here the patient ID and the count 2. We can compare it with the solution provided by the website, and here they used an alias total admissions in this part. So we could have done the same as total admissions, just to make it clearer or more clear for us and for someone who is watching the results, that this count is referring to the total admissions. Okay, and okay, that's everything for this problem. It was rather easy. And if you find it that way, or if it was difficult or something else, you can comment in the comment sections down below. And don't forget also to subscribe and follow me for more SQL, for solving more SQL queries. I'll see you in the next one. Hi, and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Juan Martinez. I'm a data analyst, and in this video, I'm going to show you how to solve an easy SQL problem. This is the number 14, if I remember correctly. So we are going to use the SQLpractice.com website. The link is going to be in the description down below. and you can follow through. And after arriving at the website, we have to select the hospital database because we are working with hospital data. After doing that, we have to click on view all questions, select difficulty easy, and select the number 14, which is this one, which says based on the cities that our patients live in, and etc. We select that one. After that, I'm going to erase this, and we first need to understand the question. So I encourage you to do this on your own, to practice on your own. If you are stuck or don't know how to approach the SQL problem, you can resume the video and we can work on it together. So first of all, I need to read the question to understand what the problem is. So based on the cities that our patients live in, show unique cities that are in province ID NS. Okay, so we have a table to work. So this table shows information about patients in a hospital, and we have the expected output here, which we have to show unique cities and these three cities only. Okay, so if we click on get hint, we can get more hints on how to solve this problem, but I encourage you to not get hints, but only if you are stuck and don't know how to approach. For example, if we click once, we can get the solution keywords. So it's suggesting us to use select, distinct, and with the where clause. And if we click again, we can get a portion of the solution. So here is like a portion of the code itself that we can use and to make an idea on how to approach this question. But we can do it ourselves. So we first need to understand the question. So based on the cities that our patients live in, show unique cities that are in province ID NS. Okay, so from the expected output from the question, we need to show unique cities. Okay, so to show the unique cities, first we need to find information about the city. So we know that in our table, in our patients table, we have the city column. So I can select that. But if I only select that, and I need to specify as well from which table I want to grab this data, if I just do this, I'm just going to show every city, and also when it's duplicated. For example, we can see that Hamilton, and Hamilton many times, but it says that we need to show the unique cities that are in this province. So to show the unique cities, I need to use the distinct clause. So by doing this, I'm selecting only the distinct cities. So from 5,000 and I don't know how many, we only have the unique cities. So here are not duplicates. So for example, we have Paris, Victoria, Niagara Falls, Odessa, Highland, and so many cities. But it says we are not done, because it says that show the cities, the unique cities that are in province ID NS. So you have province ID, which is the acronym for a province name. It could be Ottawa, Quebec, because I believe this is information about in Canada. So to do that, I just need to use the where clause, where, and province ID equals, and here I need to do the following, to type NS inside single quotes, because we are working with text data. So province ID is text, is character or char, and I believe if we have done this, it's going to be correct. So let's run this query and let's see if we got it correctly. Yeah, we got the query correct. Here it says, and here we have the information we have queried, and also it has here the solution the website provides. So we can see that it's similar. The only thing is that we didn't specify an alias here. For example, unique _ cities, And also it has an alternative solution. In this case, it says select city from patients, group by city, having province ID, and this one. Okay, so you can compare it with your own, and also leave a comment down below if you have done it in the same way, or if you had other solution. If you had your own solution, you can post it in the comments section also. And if you find this video useful, don't forget to subscribe and leave a like. I'll see you in the next one. Hi, and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Juan Martinez. I am a data analyst, and in this video we are going to solve an easy SQL problem together. So I believe this is the 15th one or something like that. I'm not, I don't remember quite well, but we are going to use the SQLpractice.com website. So the description of that website is going to be the link on that website is going to be in the description down below, sorry, and you can follow through. So after entering the website, we have to choose the hospital DB database because we are working with hospital data. After that, we need to click on view all questions, and we need to select this one, the one which says write a query to find the first name. So after choosing the difficulty easy is the third one at the bottom. So we select that one. After that, we need to erase this, and we can start doing our query. So I encourage you to first doing it on your own, and if you are stuck or don't know how to approach, you can always resume the video and we can compare, or you can do it and follow me. Okay, so here we have write a query to find the first name, last name, and birth date of patients who has height greater than 160 and weight greater than 70. Okay, so this is the question we need to understand first before solving this problem. Also, we have a patients table which has information about patients like first name, last name, gender, height and weight, etc. And we have our first hint, which is the expected output. So this is the output is expected from us to deliver or to get from the query. And if we are stuck, we can also get some more hints by clicking on get hint. And here it shows the keywords we can use. So the website suggests us with using select and the where clause. And if we are also stuck, even with these hints, we can also click one more time to get hint, and we can get a solution portion. So you can see here's a portion of the solution, but I encourage you not to use these hints until you are completely stuck and don't know how to continue. But let's do it together. So first of all, like I said, we need to understand the question. So we say here it says write a query to find the first name, last name, and birth date of patients. Okay, so this information of the first name, last name, and birth date, we can see that those are in the patients table. So we have the first name column, the last name column, and also the birth date column. So that was easy. So we need to begin by using select first name, comma, last name, comma, birth date. Okay, so to format this and so that it looks nicer, I can just do this. And now I need to specify from which table? From patients, for the patients table. Okay, after doing this, we had the following. Patients who has height greater than 160 and weight greater than 70. So if we only run this query, it's going to show us all the first name, all the last names, and all the birth date of all the patients. But we want to filter by this condition. The condition is that they need to have a height greater than 160 and also a weight greater than 70. So only those people we are only going to show we are going to show only those people who meet these two requirements or conditions. So to do that, we need to use the where clause. So The first condition is that they need to have a height greater than 160. So we know that we have a height column here. So we need to say where height is greater than 160. And I'm just typing 160 without single quotes because it's an integer, a number. And because we are not done, and weight is greater also with this sign than 70. We can close our SQL query, and if we have done everything correct, we can see that if we run this query, we can see that we got the query correct, and we got here the information, the first name, last name, and birth date of patients who have a height greater than 160 and a weight greater than 70. Here the website gives us a solution so that we can compare it with our own, but since we got it correct, everything is fine. So if you find this video useful, don't forget to leave a comment. If you had done the same problem with another query, also leave it in the comments down below to compare. And also don't forget to subscribe and leave a like. I'll see you in the next one. Hi, and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Juan Martinez, and in this video we are going to solve an easy SQL problem. Okay, this is for beginners who are just learning SQL to become a data analyst. I am a data analyst myself, and we are going to use the SQLpractice.com website to enhance our skills on SQL. So the link of the website is going to be in the description down below. After you enter the website, we have to choose the hospital database. After doing that, we need to click on view all questions, select difficulty easy, and select the second at the bottom, which says write a query to find list of all patients, first name, and all of that. So after this, I'm going to erase this, and I'm going to read the problem statement. This is very important. So it says, write a query to find list of patients, first name, last name, and allergies from Hamilton where allergies are not null. So I encourage you to first try and doing it by your own, on your own. And if you are stuck or don't know how to approach or to continue, you can also come back to the video and we can do it together, step by step. So first of all, here we have the patients table, which has information about patients, for example, the last name, the first name, the gender, etc., from patients in a hospital. Also, we have a hint like the expected output. This is expected. We need to come with the same outcome, with the same output. And if we click on get hit again, we can see the solution keywords. Okay, so this is the closest we can use, and I only suggest you and recommend you to do this if you don't know how to approach and you are stuck. I first suggest you to try without any hints whatsoever. But if you don't know how to continue, or if you are struggling with the problem, you can always come to and see the portion, for example, and the keywords and the expected output. So we can also see here a solution portion. It only shows us the first name, which doesn't say a lot, but we are going to do it ourselves and together. So first of all, we need to understand the question itself. So it says write a query to find all patients, first name, last name, and allergies from Hamilton where allergies are not null. Okay, so it could be confusing, but let's break it down step by step. So it says that we need to find a list of the patients. Okay, so that list of patients has to have or need to have the first name, the last name, and allergies. So we are going to begin by doing that. We are going to select the first name. We know that we have a first name, last name, and allergies column. So that was easy. First name, last name, and allergies. Okay, we are selecting those columns because the problem says so. And we need to specify from which table. So in this case, it's going to be from the patients table. Okay, but it says it needs to be from Hamilton. So Hamilton, this is referring, I believe, from a city. So to do that, I can use the where clause where city equals Hamilton. We're going to see afterwards if we were correct or not. Where allergies are not null. So I need also to select and allergies because this is the second condition. So we are only going to show the name and the allergies of the people which or who resides or who live in Hamilton, and those people who doesn't have any allergy. So to show the allergies who are null, not null, sorry, the people who have allergies, because they expect us to show the ones who are not null in the allergies column. And allergies is, oh sorry, is not null. So if we run this query, I believe we got it correctly, but let's just review. So we are selecting the first name, the last name, and the name of the allergy, okay, of those patients who live in Hamilton, okay, by using the city column, and whose allergies, or where the information in the allergies column is not null. So there could be instances where they don't have any allergies, and instead of saying the name of the allergy, says null. But in this case, we want those who doesn't have a null in the allergy column. So if we run this, we can see that it is correct. Okay, so we got the query correct. So here it says the solution. So it's the same as we did, and also here it's the expected output. So after doing this, we know that we have it correct, and leave a comment in the comment section down below if you have done it correctly or if you had another solution to this problem. Also, if you find this video interesting and useful, don't forget to subscribe and also push the like button if you liked it. I'll see you in the next one. Hi, and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Juan Martinez. I am a data analyst, and in this video we're going to solve an easy SQL problem. Okay, so this is the last one in our series, and we are going to use the SQLpractice.com website to solve this problem and to enhance our SQL skills. So the link of the website is going to be in the description down below. After we enter the website, we have to choose the hospital database in this area. And because we are going to work with hospital information, and we need to click on view all questions, and we need to choose the last one on the difficulty easy. So we choose the easy in the difficulty tab, and we go all the way down and we select the last one. After that, we need to get rid of this. So we select that and erase it, and we can start. So we first need to understand the question. So here the question says, based on the cities, sorry, I'm just going to move myself here. Okay, so it says, based on cities where our patient lives in, write a query to display the list of unique cities starting with a vowel A, E, I, O, U. Show the result order in ascending by city. Okay, so it could be confusing. I encourage you to solve it on your own first. If you are stuck, you can always come back to the video and we can do it together. So we have a table, the patients table, who has information about the patients, like the first name, last name, gender, etc. And also we have an expected output. So here only we see that we have a city column and the name of some cities. Also, if we click on get hint, we can get some hints like solution keywords. So we can use this one, select, where, like, and order by, to get an idea on how to approach this problem. And if we also click another time in get hint, we can get the solution portion. So this is going to show us like a bit of the code to solve this problem. But I just only suggest you to get the hints only if you don't know how to approach the problem or if you are stuck and cannot continue. But let's do it together now. So we have to understand the problem. This is the most important aspect of solving any SQL question. So he says, again, based on cities where our patient lives in, write a query to display the list of unique city starting with a vowel A, E, I, O, U. Show the result in ascending order by city. So it says select. We are going to begin by selecting the list of unique city, because it says write a query to display the list of unique city. So we need to select distinct city because we know that information about cities are in the city column. Also, we need to specify from which table. So we only have one table, the patients table, because city is inside this table. And okay, but if I only do this, it's going to show me the unique name of all the cities. But we only want the cities that start with the letter A, the letter E, the letter I, the letter O, or the letter U. So how are we going to do that? So we need the where clause to filter, and we need to say where city like, because we are working with the string data, so we know that city is as text. Here it says city text, and we need to only show the cities that start with one of these vowels. So if I only, for example, say this like a, is not going to display, is not displaying anything because there are no cities with only have a letter A in the name of the city. So to show the cities that begins with the letter A, we need to specify that it has to begin with the letter A, and we need to place a wildcard here, the percent sign, so that is going to tell us, or tell SQL, that we want those cities, okay, that have an A at the beginning of the text, and afterwards can have anything else, or as many characters as it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter the number of characters. We only care that it has A at the beginning, and after that it can has one other letter, 2 letters, spaces, numbers. We don't care. So if we run this query, just to show you, we can see that it shows those cities with start with the letter A. For example, Ajax, Ancaster, and Athens. Okay. So that's we have solved one issue, but we need also to show those cities with which start with these other vowels. So to do that, we need to say or. Why or and not and, like we have done previously? Sorry, with city like. If we say and city like, for example, A, okay, this is not going to work because it's going to tell SQL that we need cities that start with the letter A and at the same time that they start with the letter E. And that's not possible because either it starts with the letter A or it starts with the letter E. It cannot start with 2 vowels at the same time. So instead of using and, we need to use or. So in this case, it's showing cities which start with the letter A, or because if we don't have any, or start with the letter A. So it's going to show both cities which start with the letter A and cities that start with the letter E. So for example, we have Ajax, Ancaster, Elmira, Athens, Edmonton, and Elmwood. So we have the cities that start with either these two vowels, but we need to specify 3 more vowels. So we say or, okay, I'm having problems, or city, like, and the I vowel and the wildcard, or city, like, O, the wildcard, or city, like, U. Okay, we have done that, and we can see if we run the query that we have only the cities which start with one of those vowels. But we are not done yet, because also says and show the result in ascending order by city. So we have to order, because we have, for example, here Orilla, Ajax, Ancaster, Oakville, Ottawa, but we need to show the results in an ascending order. For example, in alphabetical order, from A, and then E, and then I, O, and lastly U. So to do that, we need to use the order by clause, and we need to order by city, because it says here order by city, and we need to say ascending, because if we say descending order, you can see that first we have the letter U, and then the letter O, and then the letter I, etc. But we need the output to be in ascending order. So we say ASC, which is ascending, and we close the query. We can format it so that it looks nicer, and we can run the query and see if we got it correct. So we click on run, and indeed we got the query correct. You can see that we have here the output, this number, the name of the city in ascending order or in alphabetical order, and we have here the solution the website provided. So we can see that it is exactly the same as we have done it. So congrats, we have finished our SQL questions in the level easy. And if you find this video useful and interesting, don't forget to leave a comment down below, or also don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.